Growing security concerns after back-to-back terror attacks kill more than 30 people. This only weeks before the Winter Olympics in Russia. Volgograd, about 400 miles from the site in Sochi. Retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters, a Fox News military analyst. And Colonel, good day to you. You say these bombings are just the beginning. Explain.
Well, they certainly are. The Chechen and Dagestani terrorists, the Islamist fanatics from the Caucasus, are determined to do everything they can to not just to harm the Olympics, but to embarrass Putin. They want to hit him back because he's hit them hard. And so they seem to be taking a two-track approach. One, they will try to attack the Olympic venues directly. But Russia's got an incredible security blanket over them, so the terrorists may or may not get through. But they're also apparently trying to hit the lines of communication, the transport hubs, such as Volgograd. They'll probably try to hit the Moscow airports, may fail, but just the attempt scares off international visitors, even scares off Russian travelers. And Bill, of great significance was Volgograd, formerly known as Stalingrad. It's not just a transportation hub, as the media pointed out, but it's, Stalingrad, that was where the Soviets turned back the Nazi invasion. For Russians, the fact that the Chechen terrorists have been able to hit Volgograd not just twice in the last 2 days, but 3 times since October, that's so emotionally powerful. It's as though terrorists in the United States were hitting Independence Hall, Alamo, and Atlanta Airport all at once.
The most militarized games in history?
Yeah. Well, they're going to be the ugliest games in history, I fear. Certainly the ugliest since 1972 in Munich, and the most militarized, most totalitarian since Berlin in 1936, Hitler's Olympics.
You know, Colonel, I was looking at some of the security zones. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat here.
Sure.
I'm fighting this sucker for 9 days now. The zone of security is enormous. It's like 25 miles wide and 60 miles long.
Yeah, and they are going to have not just police, not just the KGB successor, the FSB, not just the Interior Ministry. They will have their special operations troops on the ground. It's going to be incredibly dense, and it's going to be really annoying for the athletes and certainly for the visitors. The process of just getting a ticket is incredibly complex. But Putin, this is a vanity project for Putin. It's a vanity project on the scale of the pyramids. And it's a personal grudge fight between Putin and Andoku Umarov, the head of the Chechen emirate of the Caucasus, the Islamist fanatics. And Bill, for me, the bottom line is this. I don't like Putin. I'd love to see him get a comeuppance, not for the Olympics. In this one, we need to be shoulder to shoulder to recognize the common enemy is Islamist fanaticism, and we need to be helping the Russians any way we can.
Well, the Russians have been battling this for decades. Do you think we can? Well, that's true too. Can we help them, or are they better left to fight this battle themselves?
Well, the Russians are often their own worst enemies. NSA could potentially help them, but other than that, the CIA, other agencies, we don't have people on the ground in the Caucasus. We don't really focus on that. That's considered Russia's department. We're busy elsewhere. But nonetheless, any help we could give against this common enemy, Islamist fanaticism, is worth giving. But ultimately, you're right. The Russians have to shoulder this. God willing, we'll get through this with a minimum of violence.
Yeah, let's hope, right?
But it's hard to be optimistic.
It's like you said, it's the most militarized games we have ever seen, and we're about to embark on that.
Yeah, it makes Beijing look laissez-faire.
Wow. Colonel, thank you. Ralph Peters, a Happy New Year to you, okay?
S Novim Godom, Bill.
Wow. Well done. See you,
Happy
Colonel.
New Year.
Here's Jamie.